David says, I Googled it and it was hard to find, but eventually the trail led to Smart Circle and I canceled the interview. Beyond says, I want to do a video about those slave circle businesses. They are actually direct selling, not an MLM, but they are super culty. Oh, this phenomenon is pretty distinct. Wow. And Benjamin had said pipeline. When you were talking about pipeline, anytime I'm like, I don't know if you're getting a drink, if you're watching my expressions, but it's like, I have heard this shit before. And I have heard pipeline before, and I've heard it from rank makers from Ray. And I know it's like, oh, this also, all of it is bullshit. All of it is copied from like going back to either Robert Kiyosaki or Dexter Yeager. Like he has not made anything new up. It's so fucking.
Well, actually,
sorry.
I heard Tony Robbins talking, and he said that when he started, what he would do was he'd go and listen to a different speaker every single night, which makes sense. And he says, even if the person was really bad, I still learn a couple of things. So that's literally how you become a guru. You simply watch and you copy and you regurgitate. And that's what these people are doing. There's nothing unique about them.
You watch, you copy, and you regurgitate. That's so true.
If you're out there and you think that these MLM companies are great, you don't need to go and spend hundreds of dollars to listen to your MLM company's guru. Just get on YouTube and watch this stuff from 1960 because it's the same stuff. And it's a lot cheaper to watch it for free on YouTube than to spend hundreds of dollars to go to a function. So even if I'm wrong about MLMs being bad, I've just given you a way you can save hundreds of dollars by just watching the stuff on YouTube for free that's 30, 40 years old. There's absolutely no logical reason to spend top dollar on this training. None at all.
David G says, is talking about this slaves or smart circle story here. The lady who called me wouldn't answer my questions, kept telling me the manager would answer them. I specifically asked if it was sales and she said no. Benjamin says, for those who don't know, Kiyosaki and Trump teamed up. And then David continues with the story. I had a job at the time and was not desperate, so I saw the red flags, but they target college kids who have never had a job and they get caught in easily. It's quite predatory. Benjamin says, the fly in Walter White's laboratory, that fly is you, Glenn. That's a good compliment. John Q says, please come back live to continue this important conversation regarding the Amway business and the BSM organizations that's out there continuing the scam today. These mind cults have to go. And Beyond says, can you imagine, like, though, if the things they believe were actually true, though? Yes, like if everyone was out to get you and tried to destroy you for real, like that would be actually insane. It would. And it feels like that. Like it felt like that when I was in. And this is what terrifies me now is when I see people's faith, their religious beliefs used against them, where it's like there's loser. We're at war. But then it's like, now it's with their religion. So it's like you're attacking their God. And now it's like multi-level marketing or whatever multi-level marketing company and God. The two are conflated. It's like, holy fuck, good luck trying to like help people there. John Q says, yeah, Dexter Yeager wrote his book, Don't Let Anyone Steal Your Dream, to influence the active IBOs to continue to deceive, not only themselves, but to continue to deceive other people to protect their income flow. And Joseph has a question for you, Glenn, if you'd like to answer this. I'll put it up. How much has Glenn's dad make over the years with Amway? I heard where some people have lost in excess of $40,000 with Amway.
Like, I'm pretty sure that apart from a very small period of time, he's made nothing. There was a period of time for about 6 months, and I know because he was telling me about it every single day, where he was making $1,000 a week, which he described as a $1 million asset. Because to make $1,000 a week at the current rates of bank interest, he would have needed to have had $1 million in the bank. So his peak was $1,000 a week, but that did not last long. And when he was earning $1,000 a week, I was hearing about it every single day. I've got a $1 million asset that is passive and residual for life. And I heard that every single day. And then I suddenly stopped hearing about it. And then he told me at one point that, yeah, everyone in that group had quit. So he used to go on and on and on about this group. He had this amazing group and it was only going to get bigger. and that, you know, they were the winners and I was the loser, and rah rah rah, $1 million asset, and yeah, just all came to nothing. But I mean, just the rationale that, you know, because he was making 1,000 a week, it was the equivalent of $1 million in the bank. I mean, it is just crazy talk.
It's crazy that like I've never heard that before. That is just so, it's just another level of how gross Amway is, where they tell people that and then they believe it. It's like they're prepared for it, because as soon as he was making $1,000 a month, it's like bang, that clicks in, and that this is the justification, this is the rationale, this makes sense. It's like, oh no, you're still not. They have something for every step of the way. For anything that happens, they've got to come back. They've got to thought in cliche, you know.
But he really thought though that once you got 1,000 a week, it was $1,000 a week at least forever. So he could have stayed home every day and played Nintendo, and he still would have got $1,000 a week forever. So far from the truth, it's not funny. But I think that's the big thing. It's harder to keep a rank than to get the rank.
Yeah. And we were taught, like in multi. I'm so sorry. Please continue. I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Getting the rank's the easy part. Holding the rank is the hard part. And I think this is the point people don't get, because they just think it's the other way around. That the hard bit is getting the rank. The easy bit is holding on to the rank. Complete opposite.
I agree with that. It's true. And it's set up that way. So it can be really hard to like rank up, because, you know, you're in a pyramid scheme and it's like the odds are stacked against you. But like you said, if you do rank up, inevitably you're going to lose people, because you're in a pyramid scheme. And also, if nothing else, at the end of every month, everybody gets set back to zero. So some company, for a lot of companies, I don't know every single multi-level marketing company, but a lot of it, it's like you're set back. You start at zero PV, zero everything, which is like your dad has to keep purchasing these energy drinks and like whatever else he has to purchase. And then you have to rank up again. So some people or some companies will say, well, once you hit a certain rank, you can keep that rank, but you're not getting paid at that rank. You have it in name only. Yeah. They'll always wiggle out of it. So not only do you have to struggle and fight against the people that are going to inevitably not make money and just fall out, it's not for them because it's constantly churning through, but then on top of it, you're set back to zero every month and you have to try to work your way back up. It's so hard to maintain rank. And they'll tell you that people will hit rank because they think they've made it and they think they have nothing left to learn, that they think that they don't need to be coachable anymore. They have all the answers. But what happens in a little while? They lose their rank. And that's why you need to get to our event, the next event. Everything is designed to keep you in and keep you pumping money into these scams. David G says about, oh no, what are Scott and Peter going to do called Julie a shyster? Come up with some ideas for Scott and Peter's nicknames for Julie. Julie Scammerson, Julie the bully, Julie the unstable. Oh no, it's Julie the nut job. That's what it is. They've already come up with one. Beyond says, Scott is your typical fail dad who knows he was wronged but can't admit it because he feels like it makes him less of a man. I think that's pretty close, actually. He had a horrible experience with Amway. It's just really sad that he doesn't make the connection with other MLMs. Julie says, the Slave Circle on YouTube was my introduction to MLMs. Wow. That and the anti-MLM content I consume has taught me so much. And sadly, how many unethical and predatory people are out there. Wow, that was so interesting that was what your introduction to MLMs was, the Slave Circle. Residual incomes, is Benjamin. And Julie says, wow, the Amway math is worse than mine. David says, but Glenn's dad is so close. He might be one recruit away from being a millionaire. Yeah. And John Q says, the BSM organizations use the McDonald's business model of franchising to hook people into the idea that they could do the same thing with the Amway business without an upfront franchising fee. And David says, sorry, your dad is caught in this hamster wheel, Glenn. I hope he gets out. I'm caught up with the comments there. Thank you, Glenn.
Yeah, the McDonald's thing, I mean, it couldn't be any further from McDonald's. I was thinking the other day that McDonald's never advertise their franchises. What they do is they advertise the burgers and the nuggets or whatever, because the franchises sell themselves, because there is a well-documented success rate for McDonald's franchises. Therefore, because of that high success rate, there is no need to advertise it. People search them out. People seek them out. People that are highly financially sophisticated, they go looking for the franchise with the highest possible success ratio. So if you're selling a franchise with a high rate of success, you don't need to advertise it. Whereas Amway is the complete opposite. Amway is constantly looking for new so-called franchise owners, and all their efforts are in finding new franchise owners, not selling any products. McDonald's goal is always to sell more products. So I mean, to call them similar is ridiculous, but Amway are calling them similar constantly.
Yeah, and it's weird. You don't see McDonald's comparing themselves to real estate or to some other kind of business. But in MLM and Amway, they compare themselves to everything else but talk about what they actually are. They can't even get that right. They don't know. Is it direct selling? Is it network marketing? Like, what the fuck is it? They can't tell you. They can't tell you, because if they were to tell you, it would be a fraud. They'd say, well, this is a pyramid scheme. There's actually like this weird double pyramid scheme going on, because we have a tool scam going on too. This whole thing about franchising too, it's that business opportunity rule that they're trying to remain exempt from MLMs. I think with other business opportunities, you have to disclose basic business information. And with MLMs likening themselves to franchises, then why should they be exempt from the same rules that franchises need to do, which is disclose basic business information? Why would that be so threatening to their business? It should be, you should be able to tell people how much money are you expected to make.
Disclosure would destroy their business model is why. If people knew that 99.7% lost, game over instantly. So they will fight like crazy to make sure that no one knows about the 99% loss rate, because the minute they do, game over.
Yeah. Yep. And William says, sorry, but I really should head off to the library. And Benjamin says your family is a pyramid scheme too. Yeah, no kidding. All right. Well, I think that we should wrap this up. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add? Anything that maybe we didn't cover, or something that's occurred to you? Anything at all? This is your time here.
No, I think we've covered it pretty well. Yeah. I think my dad is the best example that I've ever heard of someone who, to quote Dexter Yeager, hasn't quit. So that he hasn't failed because he's quit. He's failed. So it is possible to be an Amway or an MLM, to do every single thing they tell you to do, to buy all the motivational materials, to meet your quota of products every month, to prospect literally tens of thousands of people and still fail. So I think my dad is living proof that what Dexter Yeager said on 60 Minutes, nobody quits in Amway, people fail. He just proves that beyond there's no doubt about it. He has disproven that. So I think that's why I'm so keen to tell his story, because he disproves that idea that you only fail if you quit.
Well, thank you, Glenn. I really enjoy talking with you, because like I've said like numerous times throughout this live stream, is that I'm still unpacking what I've been a part of. There's a lot of things that I don't understand. Things I'm like grasping, concepts I'm grasping. It seems pretty obvious to people on the outside when you haven't been in an MLM, but when you've come out and then you're, I don't know, speaking out, and then just like having people come after you on social media, it just really fucks with you. So I really appreciate having this conversation with you, because it's helping me too. So thank you.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to building Fortunes Radio. It's going to be great.
That'll be fun. It'll be a good time. It'll make good content afterwards anyway. And you just never know. I'm actually curious about Peter Mingles and how he was president of the ANMP, because he was like that for like some years ago. But I know somebody else this guy named Garrett McGraw. Well, we'll get into this on that BFR if I have an opportunity. That's what I'd like to ask him about. We have Beyond says, thanks for hosting, Julie. Thanks for making the time to share your story, Glenn. And John Q also says, great interview tonight. Thank you, Mr. Glenn.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Glenn. And you're welcome back anytime.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.